Internet-Global reports on EMF radiation. Okay, we all know that something's going on with the increase of disease and discomfort in people. Sometimes just people are lazy, but when you take hold of it every day and you say, you have to protect yourself, you have to make the most out of life. Well, that doesn't mean gobbling up all the gadgets and machines that you can and just sticking them around yourself like some big electronic poltergeist. That's what it is. It's disturbing. You know why? Oh, you don't want to know? Yes, you do. Oh, yeah, you do. Because it is messing up your mind. Your brain cells are getting fried. They're being individually microwaved 1 second at a time. And the more exposure that you have, the more you're going to get damaged. Brain damaged. You won't be able to function. Your body will be... You like that? Have you been in the hospital to visit any of your loved ones or friends? Or maybe some people go in there to visit strangers because it says in the Bible to do that. But even if you don't, just imagine it. Imagine it. You see it in the movies or TV or on the internet. And you look at that stuff and you say, the mutations, the suffering, the calamity. You don't want to end up like that. You don't want others to end up like that. I'm warning everybody. So let me just step back a little bit. Let me just not be so panicked and paranoid, but let me just give you the facts. When we create something new in the world, it's not always there. It wasn't there before. We created something totally strange, like a nuclear bomb. You know what it does that? It does fusion or fission. Do you know the difference? Well, when they create an explosion, when they detonate those devices, a weapon of mass destruction, it splits atoms in very heavy elements, uranium, and it releases so much energy that's within there, just splits all the bonds. In physics, you've got 4 different forces, and there's 2 forces that are micro. There's a strong force and a weak force. That's what they call it, for lack of a better layman's term. Weak force and strong force. This is what's holding the atoms together, and also atoms bond together make molecules. So when this is released, all this radiation comes out. That radiation is not coming out on the surface of the planet Earth in this physical world until humans invented that technology. It wasn't here, okay? So, wow, a light has to go off in the head and say something drastic just happened. We changed the whole ball game. Something new and dangerous. New and dangerous. So all of these technologies, you have to be suspicious of them. You have to be careful, cautious. You have to protect from them. You have to prevent them from taking over, like robots. You see these things about the Matrix? What was the Matrix about? The Matrix trilogy. That future scenario, apocalyptic. What was it? All the humans were being drained of their energy because it was using them as some crazy kind of battery to fuel the activities of the machine, the Matrix, the grid that they were stuck in. So that's a crazy nightmare scenario, but if we get taken over by machines, it has to do with energy and using the energy and generating the energy and how it's going to affect our health. See, there's all kinds of symbols out there right now, but I'm just going to hit the nail on the head. You don't need a movie. You don't need all these things. It's just common sense. When something is created, like the nuclear bomb or the technologies, the Wi-Fi, the routers, I'm on a webcam right now. What possibly could be going wrong? Well, I am connected on Wi-Fi right now as I'm recording this. And then what I'm going to do is upload it. So what that means is, since I can detect a signal from there, I'm getting a headache already just thinking about it. That's psychological or what? That means that this area that I'm in, this zone with this city here, is being permeated by an electric field, a radiation field. EMF is basically the general way to describe it. It's a basic description. Electromagnetic field. That means it's not contained within wires. When you have electric and wires, wired used to mean a lot until we reached this digital wireless age. And it happened sometime in the 90s when it came out to the public. Remember when you first get internet through wireless? And it was like, ooh, just swallow that pill. You know, I remember when that happened. And I was a little bit like cautious, and then in my mind I said, let me think this over. Do you remember this? More than 10 years ago, almost 15 years ago. In some places possibly more if you got it. It's different than when we got cable. Everybody got cable in the 80s. Everybody. Cable was from broadcast television piped in along these thick wires, and it was copper usually, or they'd used aluminum. Okay, so remember those two metal elements. Those metallic, and you use those as conductors of the electric signal.